Covenant here? Troll's blood, I have to warn the village.
The long-lived Elder Scrolls will soon be online for all. We've recently gotten a chance to travel to Tamriel for a little sightseeing, quest doing, and monster slaying.
There were scary noises in the fields.
There's a detailed character creation tool where you can select from all your favorite races, factions, and classes and mess around with sliders to get that perfect look. It's very flexible, but we're still not sure how that Argonian underwear stays up. While everyone's tutorial starts with a prison break, your faction will determine which newbie island you start on. One of the big differentiators for Elder Scrolls Online iteration is the signature first-person mode, where your weapons and shields are front and center for the thwacking. We tackled a few battles in this way before opting back to the more traditional MMO third-person camera, where we could more easily observe enemy tells and dodge area effect spells. A handful of quests had us killing X amount of enemies, but most undertakings were multi-part affairs that kept branching out with multiple sub-objectives. There's a lot of flavor to the world, with full voice acting and some one-off props to use, and helpful map markers keep things from getting too daunting. We even ran into a few situations where we had to make a daring jump or solve a puzzle to proceed, but like the slaying quests, these instances were few and far between.
Hey, over here!
Unsurprisingly, racking up XP and leveling up unlocks skill points for combat and passive abilities. You can only have a handful of attacks readied at a time, and each individual skill can improve with repeated use. Eventually, you'll be able to morph skills into more powerful ones, with a choice between two different branches of improvement. It can happen rapidly. Our sorcerer's little imp became a tail-swiping dinosaur before we even left the starter island. Even if your abilities are on cooldown or you run out of magic, good old-fashioned slashing and bashing ties light and heavy strikes, as well as blocks and parries to your mouse clicks. Along with the arrow key double-tap dodge, this gives the game a more frantic feel akin to other MMOs over the last several years. Blocking an enemy's strong attack, knocking him down, and delivering the final blow feels great. Just keep an eye on your stamina, which, along with magic and health, can be upgraded every time you level. Exploring can easily be its own reward. We were able to chop wood, mine precious ores, gather herbs, and even fish without any additional equipment. We found a lore book hidden on an island amidst a sea of lava. We ran into treasure chests complete with a lockpicking mechanic and sought out sky shards that give you skill points immediately. We even unearthed runes, though we weren't able to string together a Furo dock quite yet. Deeper into the game were large cities, viewpoints, and ongoing battles. Big quests will change your personal landscape as you attempt to solve the woes of the population and your faction.
What happened? Did you see those Covenant soldiers?
Main story and guild quests also started popping up, abounding with lore, trips to the past, and even Oblivion itself. People not familiar with the Elder Scrolls will find themselves in a thoroughly realized world. Old vets from all the way back to Arena to Skyrim newcomers will see plenty that's familiar and plenty more that's enticing. It's always great to read a random book and have your armor skill go up.
That's no fun.
The game is surely massive, but we only teamed up with other players a few times. Many quests are soloable, and it's also easy to get joint credit for a quest along with a stranger, even if you aren't in a party together. But beware, someone can totally snag that chest you were eyeing while you do battle with a crab. We also ran into a group dungeon by our lonesome, met an untimely demise, and were punished by decreased equipment durability. It seems tough group encounters are certainly on the docket. Most of our kit came from quest rewards, though there were some drops and shops to attend with.
Bolreth, I summon you!
This is seemingly only the surface of what the Elder Scrolls Online has to offer, so check back next week for our player versus player preview and additional coverage as well.
You've got more meat on your bones than most of these poor bastards, and I see you've armed yourself. Good.